Alright folks, next up on the flight line is the Banana Hobbies T28. This thing is just not done giving me troubles. I had to, I put all new gear in it, and the wires are pretty thin. It's a direct replacement for the Durafly T28, and the wires running from the retracts are really thin. And I think they break really easily inside the insulation. And I had a plug go bad, so I had to do a field repair on the plug for the nose gear to work. That thing's giving me nothing but fits. So I got that working. So now we are going to fly that T28. It looks pretty sitting there, but trust me, that thing is just rough as a cob. It's beat up, hacked up, but it still flies. So we're going to fly it. Alright, let's get her out on the line. Running on the FMS Reflex V3 in this plane with a Lemon 7-channel non-stabilized receiver. And today I'm running on a APC 10x6 two-blade propeller. Surface check, elevator, rudder, nose wheel steers.
Takeoff flaps, landing flaps.
Flaps are working. Alright, we're going to get her past that rock right there.
Throttle cut off.
And then we're going to take off. And we'll see whether or not this gear cycle's up. This thing's just giving me fits.
Flaps up, gear up.
Looks like all the gear went up. We'll bring her around, do a gear pass. Yep, all the gear are up. Alright. Let's cycle them.
Gear down.
Bring it by. I see all three down.
Time remaining.
And cycle them up.
Gear up.
Alright, and they are up. Right now I am at full throttle. I might have to recalibrate this ESC, because this plane is faster than this. What a beautiful livery on this airplane. Alright, those stinking gear doors. Let's
Gear down.
cycle that again.
Time remaining. 3 minutes.
Flying slow.
Gear up.
I may do a recalibration on the next flight. Let's see if we can get her full throttle bias. Beautiful plane.
Time remaining. 2 minutes.
But one thing you could say about foam planes, folks, you can just beat the crap out of a foam plane, wreck it, destroy it, glue it back together, and it will fly as good, if not better, than what it did out of the box. And I'm a fan of that. But there always comes a point where the plane is just so beat up, it just seems like it's not worth fixing. And I was at that point with this plane. And I still managed to get her flying again. It's been frustrating.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Bugs are out today. Got one on my cheek and one on my ear.
Seconds.
Alright, so
Gear down.
let's get gear down.
Take off flaps. Landing flaps. Take off flaps.
Too much. Too hot.
Time expired.
I am flying a 3300 in this, so I'm not really worried about battery life.
Landing flaps.
See if we can get her back here. Holding up elevator while I taxi. Flaps up. Alright, I think I'm going to do a recalibration on the speed control, maybe change the prop. I might go back to a 3-blade. And we'll fly her again, see what happens. Alright, hang tight. Hi folks. I got the T28 about ready to go, but I wanted to show you something. I swapped out that 2-blade APC 10x6 2-blade, and now I have a master air screw 10x5 3-blade on it. But I wanted to show you the process of calibrating that ESC. This one actually has an FMS Predator ESC in it, but most of the ESCs work the same way. So whether you get like a Hobby Wing or whatever, they all calibrate in the same way. So I'm going to go through that step for you, and I may have to put you down for a second. I apologize for that, but I will try to show you everything. I may put you on my hat and just kind of hold my head down because I want you to see this. So the first thing you have to do, make sure your plane, your throws for your throttle are 100% and negative 100%. Then on the plane, I'll make sure your throttle cut is off. On the plane, what you're going to do is you're going to plug it in, and you should immediately get 2 quick beeps. A beep beep, that tells you that the ESC is in calibration mode. At that point, you're going to go back to your radio and pull your throttle stick. Let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll edit this out. Okay, brake. Alright, so to calibrate the ESC, what you're going to do is you want to make sure your radio has 100% throws for throttle, 100 plus and 100 negative, and then you are going to turn your throttle cut off. So your throttle needs to be active for this. Then once you do that, you're going to plug the battery in, and you will immediately hear 2 quick beeps, a beep beep. At that point, you're going to put your throttle stick all the way down, and then that is going to tell the ESC where its limits are, where the full throttle and the no throttle are. I recommend doing this with the prop off, but I trust this plane. I've had this plane, so I know what's going to happen. and as soon as I put the throttle down, it's going to immediately go into its setup for the reflex, and I will flip the throttle cut back on. But I want to put you on my hat, and I'll go through that process so you can see it and hear it. Okay, transmitter, throttle all the way forward, throttle cut off. On the plane, oh, you can see I got the 3300 stuffed all the way in there. 5-minute flight gives me, I come down with 62% left, so I may go 6 minutes, I may push 7 minutes. Squirrel moment, we'll get back to what we're doing. Alright, so now, remember my throttle stick's up, I'm out of the way of propeller. Gonna plug this in and listen. 2 beeps. Alright, so I'm gonna hold on to the plane, keep my arms safe, pull my throttle down. That's going through the dance for the stabilization. Now your speed control is calibrated. That's really easy to do. That's all there is to it. That is pretty much the standard for the speed controls on these things that I've seen on almost everything. So if you don't think you're ever reaching full throttle or something may be wrong, do a recal. Replace the speed control if you think there's something wrong with that. They're cheap. They're absolutely cheap. The Hobby Wing for this plane, a 45 or 50 amp Hobby Wing ESC would be about 25 bucks, 30 bucks max. So I really recommend the Hobby Wing Skywalker V2s. They have reverse. They've been really good. I have them in a lot of planes, and I've not had one fail, and they provide plenty of power. Alright, so we got this thing together. We're going to get this thing in the air. Get these battery cables tucked in, canopy on, stabilization working. Oh, set her down. Just tell me, folks, Dave, shut up, stop the talking, just get out there and fly. Alrighty, so we got ailerons, elevator, rudder. We're going to do some takeoff flaps. And throttle's active. We'll step down here a little further. We'll get past that rock and we'll get her up in the air.
Flaps up. Time remaining 4 minutes.
Gears up. Nope, it really doesn't seem any faster. It might be the motor. This is a replacement motor from Hobby King for the Durafly. It's the same motor. Exact same motor. So I might just look at going with the higher kV motor. Because this thing was a lot faster. I'll see what I can find. I think it's a 3520 900 kV.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
You know what I'll do though? Oh,
Gear down.
let's try this.
Takeoff flaps. Landing flaps.
Them big old barn doors. Let's do a quick hot swap.
Flaps up.
do a quick hot swap to the stock propeller. 3x 11x6. I believe I have one. There it is. There it is. Make sure my throttle cut is on, and it is. I don't know if you guys use this, folks, a little piece of shelf liner on these spinners. Makes light work of taking them spinners off. Alright, stock prop going on. Get that spinner snug down. And let's get her right back up. Probably not going to see much difference, but save the wear and tear on the landing gear carrying it out. Alright, this is the stock 3-blade 11x6.
Throttle cut off.
Cut off.
Takeoff
Back to takeoff flaps.
Gear up. Flaps up. Time remaining 2 minutes.
It's a little quicker. I do have a bigger nose wheel on this plane too. So on the stock nose retract, I took one of the main wheels from a FMS Futura for the main gear, and it fits perfectly on that nose wheel. And it just gets that nose a little bit higher in the air so you're not having so many prop strikes. I did have to carve out a little bit of the foam where it sits in the housing, but to me it's worth it. Alright, stick all the way forward again. Heck yeah. I think we're going to fly to the 6-minute point.
Time expired.
Alright, we'll do one more rip around, and I think we'll bring her down. Let's go full throttle.
Gear down. Take
Down
off flaps.
and flaps in. Start slowing her down. I got a bug on my forehead.
Landing flaps.
Oof, she balloons.
Take off flaps.
Breeze picked up right then too when I hit landing flaps.
Landing flaps. Take off flaps. Flaps up.
So I'm going to keep flying her as long as I can get her in the air. As long as those gear can come down and gear can back up, because you can see I can't belly land here. There's just no place to belly land. So, probably fly her at least one more pack tour today, but next I'm going to get the big girl. I'm going to get the 1400mm FMS bird up in the air. But I really enjoy this bird. It's, like I said, it's no longer available through Banana Hobbies. You want this plane now, you have to get the Durafly Centennial Edition T28, and it's in a different paint scheme. It is not in this paint scheme, but it is the exact same airplane. All the parts are 100% interchangeable. It's the exact same plane, just a different paint scheme and a different label on it. So even if you have one of these, the parts are out there. It's just, it may not be the color you want. So alright, we're going to switch gears and go to a bigger airplane. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you coming along on this journey with me, and we'll see you in the next one.